The number one most historic scorer in the history of the Atlanta Hawks franchise is... The Atlanta Hawks are one of the most promising teams in the entire NBA. Led by star point guard Trae Young, the roster is built with a perfect blend of veteran leadership and young talent, causing many experts around the league to believe they will ascend to a legitimate threat in the Eastern Conference. They started off the season hot with a 4-1 start, but have since cooled off as the rest of the league kicked into gear. Young hasn't taken his foot off the gas though, averaging 23.2 points and 8.6 assists to begin the campaign. The front office committed to build around him this offseason, and the Oklahoma Sooners product joined a long list of phenomenal scorers that have suited up for their organization in their 70-year history. In a contest against the Miami Heat last season, Young became just the 8th player in franchise history to put up 50 points in a game since their inception in 1949, joining a very exclusive club. With his ability to grow into one of the very best point guards and overall scorers in the league, today we are looking back at the top 5 scorers to ever put on a Hawks uniform. At number 5, Joe Johnson suited up for the Atlanta Hawks for 6 years between 2006 and 2012 and grew his reputation as one of the leading scorers in the association. Johnson made 6 All-Star appearances for the franchise during his tenure and emerged as arguably the most clutch player in the league, being dubbed ISO Joe as a result. Johnson recorded his career high in the 2005-2006 season, where he poured in 42 points against the Golden State Warriors, shooting 14 of 27 from the field, 51.9%, in a 113-106 victory. His decorated scoring prowess continued as the years went on, producing 6 40-point games and more than 78 games with 30 points or more for the Hawks. To this day, he remains one of only 8 players with more than 6 40-point games and comes in at 7th in franchise history for 30-plus point outputs. His time at the Hawks yielded an impressive 10,606 points, joining the exclusive 10,000-point club for the organization. Currently, Johnson ranks 8th all-time in field goals made with 4,030 and 6th in total points in franchise history. He also connected on 908 three-pointers during his time, good for 2nd all-time in a Hawks uniform. Johnson averaged 20.9 points on 44.9% from the field and 36.3 from beyond the arc in one of the more successful stops in his NBA journey. Johnson didn't go on to achieve very much after leaving Atlanta, most notably underwhelming in Brooklyn for the Nets, but his name has been consistently discussed for possible jersey retirement in the near future. Coming in at number 4, similar to Johnson, John Drew was a high-functioning scorer who had his best days wearing an Atlanta Hawks uniform. Drew was a part of the Hawks locker room from 1974 to 1982 and became a highly efficient rotational scorer during that time. Drafted by the Hawks with the 25th pick in the 1974 NBA draft, Drew earned himself all-rookie honors, putting up averages of 18.5 points on 42.8% shooting from the field in his rookie season. Just a year later, Drew was headed to the All-Star game, upping his production to 21.6 points and shooting an efficient 50.2% from the floor. The 1976 campaign was the first of 4 seasons in which Drew averaged over 20 points per contest and grew his reputation as one of the more reliable scorers in the association. He went on to average a career-high 24.2 points in the 1976-1977 season, finishing 7th overall among leading scorers. He put together 15 games with 40 points or more and 100 with 30 points or more during his tenure. Drew is only one of 4 players to score at least 30 points in 100 games for the Hawks and put up a career-high 50 during the 1978-79 campaign against the Denver Nuggets. On the evening, he went 19 for 32 from the field as the Hawks ran away 113-87 winners. It's important to keep in mind Drew's scoring performance is made that much more impressive considering he played at a time when the league did not have a three-point line. Next up, at number 3, another blast from the past sees Lou Hudson on this list. Hudson spent 11 fruitful years in Atlanta, transcending into one of the greatest scorers in their history. Standing at 6'5" and the ability to play either the guard or wing position, Hudson specialized in using space to get buckets. The Hawks were situated in St. Louis during his rookie season, and he collected all rookie honors, averaging 18.4 points per game. Much like Drew, Hudson went on to make his first All-Star appearance just a year later. paving the way for Drew to do the same shortly after. His highest scoring average came during the 1972-73 season, putting up 27.1 points per game and finishing 4th in league scoring during the regular season. He went on to establish himself as one of the truly great scorers of the 70s, finishing top 5 in scoring in 3 different seasons and registering 23 games with 40 points or more, and 167 games with 30 points or more for the Hawks. He exploded for his career high on November 10, 1969, unplayable in a performance that saw 57 points put on the board, going 25 of 34 from the field and helping the Hawks secure a narrow 133-132 victory over the Chicago Bulls. Hudson ranks 3rd in franchise history in points at 16,049, and his number 23 jersey is just one of 5 numbers currently retired with the organization. Coming in at number 2, going back even further in the history books, was Bob Pettitt, who etched his name in NBA folklore as one of the greatest impact scorers in league history. Pettitt won 2 scoring titles as a member of the Hawks in 1955-56 and 1958-59. He was ahead of his time physically, standing at 6'9" and 200 pounds, and was a force to be reckoned with down low. To go along with his elite scoring, Pettitt also snatched over 12,000 rebounds due to his overwhelming size under the rim. The standout season of his career came in the 1958-59 campaign, when he averaged a career-best 29.2 points per game and was named League MVP as the league's leading scorer. Pettitt was also an integral part of the Hawks' only championship team, averaging 29.3 points and 17 rebounds during the 1958 playoffs, defeating the powerhouse Boston Celtics and Bill Russell in the finals. He went on to put together an unbelievable scoring legacy for the Hawks, which included 47 games of 40 points or more and an astonishing 6 games with 50 points or more. His career high of 57 came against the Detroit Pistons on the road on the 18th of February 1961 and remains to this day as the single greatest scoring game in franchise history. Amassing 20,880 points during his time with the organization, Pettitt is just one of 2 players with over 20,000 points in Hawks history. Finally, at number 1, Dominique Wilkins is the most recognizable Atlanta Hawks player in NBA history. Known for his rim attacks that earned him the nickname the Human Highlight Reel, Wilkins was in truth much more than just a dunker. He played 12 years for the franchise and was named an All-Star in 9 of those seasons. He also made 7 All-NBA teams and took home the league scoring title in 1986, averaging 30.3 points per game. Wilkins remains the franchise leader in 30, 40, and 50-point games and put up 57 points on 2 separate occasions. The dynamic forward ended his career with the most points in franchise history with 23,292, had his number 21 jersey sent to the rafters, and is the only player to have a statue built in his honor for his contributions to the franchise. Who's your all-time favorite Atlanta Hawks scorer? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to keep on watching our videos. Here's one that you should check out. We picked it just for you.